Greetings. Good morning. Happy Monday. Today is Monday, and Monday is ruled by the moon, and the moon is currently in Pisces. And the sun is currently in Capricorn. So I wanted to come in a little bit and talk about this huge event that is happening today. I'm sorry that I didn't come and talk about it earlier, but I've been doing my own spiritual work around it so that I can create the environment in my own psyche and in my own spirit and body to be able to be present to this energy. Good morning, Lady Pluto 41. So, the Kali Yuga is ending. So let me just say that I have been studying astrology and working as an astrologer for about 15 years. Before that, I studied psychology. I studied at Howard University. I studied history and politics. Oh, thank you so much. My hair is growing. It grows. And so I have been studying for years to understand the human experience. And the reason that I was studying to understand it is because I was raised in a family where there was an enormous amount of suffering. And that suffering looked like racism, it looked like addiction, it looked like health challenges. When I was young, probably around, like between the ages of 0 and 15, I watched the generation before me that was like in my family that were like 25 to 35. I watched literally one after the another. I watched them be murdered, which was very traumatic, as you can imagine. My father was a part of that. So my father was murdered when I was 13. And I have always just been aware of this incredible suffering that has been going on in my family, but I knew it wasn't specific to my family because I was surrounded by people in my neighborhood where they also had a lot of trauma happening. And initially, what was the first sort of thing that I had to really study was racism, and like, what the fuck is this? I'm in this black body and we are constantly under threat. Like, I was very aware of that as a child. Many of us, how many of you were aware of being black and being under threat as a child? How many of you really understood that there was something significant going on in this American system as a black person? And maybe I'm the only one because as a child, I'm very aware, right? I was very aware of that. And so that was the first thing that I started to realize. And I really believed that being Latina and the new differences, I really believed that the solution was religion. I believed that the solution was religion. And then I started to study religion and realized that religion was a trap. I was like, what the fuck? Like, how is religion this thing that we've been given where I watch my grandmother, I watch all of these people pouring into churches, black people believing in Jesus. And I realized, oh fuck, this is a trap. This is not what it's meant, what we think it is. This is a way that our energy is being siphoned from us, right? And why? Because we are projecting all of our power out into this experience of Jesus Christ. And so I started studying Jesus Christ. I'm like, what is this? What the fuck is this? What is this Jesus Christ thing? And when I started studying Jesus Christ, what I realized was that the energy of Christ, the Christ consciousness, the Kundalini is within. And as we project our energy out into a false deity outside of ourselves, if you have to believe in someone else outside of yourself in order to access what they call salvation, you are depleting your own life force. And so I was like, wow, like the whole black community is trapped. Is trapped by this belief system, this this sort of game that has us projecting all of our energy, which turns into time. You see the churches are filled with women, mostly for the most part, men leading the churches, women filling the churches, giving our money, our resource, our energy. One of the things that I really saw was like, wow, a lot of women end up giving all of their power, their energy in church, and they're single. So many Black women are single, and they are finding their sense of community and connection in this illusionary experience called Christianity. And the reason it's illusionary is because it's not really giving you the power that you need in order to generate your own life. So I'm not Muslim, so I don't know. And all of the Abrahamic religions, let me just say this, all of the Abrahamic religions are draining energy and power. And what I will say is that men need religion. Men need religion because men need to learn how to commandeer their own power and dominate their own sexual prowess, because men are ruled in this dark ages, which is what I started this conversation to talk about. Men are ruled by their sexuality because women are the key, the portal to the heavenly realms. But because women have not been dominating their own portal and understanding their own connection to the divine, because they've been giving it to some illusionary person called Jesus Christ, women are trapped. And because women are trapped and men are led by their sexuality, men are trapped also. Everyone is out of alignment with their own divine nature. And that is what I discovered. So once I started studying astrology, it made sense to me. I was like, oh, we're in the dark ages. We are in the dark ages. We are a part of a universal time clock that is the dark ages. In India, the Vedic philosophy, they call it the Kali Yuga. And today is the day that the Kali Yuga ends. It's been thousands of years. This has been happening for thousands of years, okay? This dark age energy has been happening for thousands of years. And what are the dark ages? The dark ages is a part of a natural cosmic experience that is created by the Earth's relationship, geographical relationship to the sun. Because the Earth is an orb and the sun is a generator, there's a meditation happening today. Yeah, I'm going to be doing the meditation also. That's what I'm here to say. Like I'm leading my own meditation, and if you guys want to come, you can join us, me and Gabrielle, because we understand that, like, we've been doing this ancient work for years. And here's the thing that I want to say. Just because the Kali Yuga is ending, what is this going to look like? This is the question. This is about to bring chaos into our reality because everything has been so externalized. So what happens is the systems that are in place are no longer working. Like, we're watching the church collapse. We're watching the government collapse. We're watching education collapse. We're watching the medical industry collapse. We're watching the food industry have a lot of challenges, right? Because these systems have been the ways that we have been externalizing our power. We go to doctors to be healed. We go to teachers to be educated. We go to politicians to be governed. We're doing these external things that take and drain our own power from us. And so the challenge of we're grateful the Kali Yuga is ending, but what that means is that people have to do the work to heal themselves. You must do the work to come into your own creative power. You must come into your own God consciousness. You can no longer, and as the South Node moves through Libra, and the North Node moves through Aries, Libra is about the world of appearance. It's about partnership, meaning the things that you're in partnership here. So many of us hold money as this higher experience. We value having big houses. We value, as women, we value having big asses and big titties. And, we value men who have money. All of these are external ideas, external systems that we have connected our life force to in order to feel we are valid, in order to feel like we are enough. By having, I look a certain way, I have a certain amount of money, I have a certain job, I got a woman that looks this kind of way, I got a man that has this much. All of those are external things. And when we don't understand that we are anchoring ourselves in external conditions, external conditionings that have a sense of making us feel worthy, and none of the shit matters, right? None of it matters. So when we have been giving all of our energy and attention to partnership and, how much money I make and the job I have and the doctor who's telling me how to heal my body, when you've been giving all of your power, you have to begin to learn how to reorganize that stuff. So we're about to watch. Yes, the Kali Yuga is ending, but it is going to bring a tremendous amount of chaos into our lives, because the ways that we have given our power over to others is going to collapse and it's going to dissolve. So the work now is your ability to be able to harness and manage your own power. You've got to harness your own energy. You've got to become the driver of your own system. You can no longer believe that, I'm not happy if I don't have a love partner. I'm not happy if I don't make this much money. I'm not happy if I don't have this kind of house. I'm not happy because my body is doing all. If you cannot become the manager of your own energetic system, you are going to suffer. You're going to suffer. Now, the thing that I have done, which I'm so grateful by the grace of God, the creator of all, not the Christ in me, I have been able to create systems that allow us to gently and beautifully and lovingly come back into our power by working with the moon cycle every month. Why the moon? Because the moon governs all of the water on the planet, which governs your psyche, which governs your body. You are 70 to 80% water. And this system will allow you to slowly, and because here's the thing that you got to understand, because I've been doing this work for 12 years, I have built up like a reservoir of energy. So when people come into the work that I have already established with myself and Gabrielle and the people that have been working with me for years, it lifts you up. It buoys you. I like your program. I missed the new moon for this month. Yes. It will buoy you. The energy that we have already done will because those of us who are in the group, we've already worked through a lot of the things that people who haven't done the work need to work through. We've already done the work. And because we've already done it, your life doesn't have to completely come undone. Your life is going to come undone in some ways. But one of the things that I love about the work that I'm doing, like right now, I have one of my clients, she's healing her own thyroid, right? Because she realizes that there are resources to heal your energy. And so in the work, we do the rituals, but I also give you guys the herbs and the medicines, the natural medicines that will heal your body, that will get you in alignment. And here's the thing. The way we eat is horrible. Let me say this. The way that we eat is horrible. And it's the subtlest things. Like many of us eat out all the time. So when you eat out, you're taking in the energy of people. Like say you went and you got fast food, right? But maybe the person who made your burger is suffering with cancer, or their mother just died, or their husband just beat the shit out of them the day before. That energy, then you have to integrate that energy in your body. This is why I shop exclusively at farmers markets. Exclusively. And when I go out and eat, and I do go out and eat occasionally, but when I go out and eat, I bless my food. I pray first and pray for the morning that I'm going out to eat. I pray for whoever's going to be preparing my food, that they have a good day, that their energy is clean. Because we have to understand, as women, as the feminine, we have the dominant power in the subconscious realms. So we can affect reality just by thinking it or seeing it in our mind. And this is the work that I teach people how to do in the 13 moons. Understanding what your power, how it's meant to function, how your energy is meant to flow, how you are meant to project your reality out into the world, and then do so so that everywhere you go, your ancestors, the universe, the elements, fire, air, water, has preceded you, and you are creating a realm of joy and safety based upon your own consciousness. But you've got to clean up your trauma. You've got to clean up your old relationship patterns. You've got to clean up your health patterns. You have to clean up your ancestral wounds. And the work is challenging, y'all, but there is no other way to do it. There are no fucking shortcuts, okay? You got to understand that there are no fucking shortcuts. And it's, I've been doing, like I said, I've been doing this work for years, and I've been offering it for years. And I'm always thinking, because I've always known that this time is coming. And I'm like, what are people doing? How are people surviving? Like how? And now that the Kali Yuga is ending, I'm like, okay, we're about to see. There's going to be a mad rush because people have not been doing what they need to do to prepare themselves for a time such as now. They've not been building the reality inside of themselves that then will allow them to project the reality externally that is in alignment with who they are meant to be at this time. So, and people make up all sorts of things, right? Like, oh, I don't have enough money, or you're going to have to choose yourself, right? And one of the things that I have seen about money, Spirit told me a long time ago, don't hold on to money. Don't hold on to money. When you have money, circulate it. Keep it circulating so you will keep your energy flowing. And so what happens when we start thinking scarcity and I don't have and I can't afford, and then you create that in your experience. But when you say, oh, I know I can do it and it'll show up somehow and the money's going to go, then because you are organizing it with your mind and your feelings, then everything shows up for you, because that is how this reality works. But we've been conditioned to think, I got to go do this and I got to hustle and I got to try, right? So in that, we collapse our creative power because we're telling ourselves things that are generating scarcity. We're functioning from a mindset of not having enough. And as a Black person, one of the things that I had to really look at for myself was like, oh, I'm in a Black person's body this lifetime. And so I studied, because that's what I do. I study. And what I realized is Black people worked for 250 years and received no money for it. So we worked for free and we didn't receive anything. And we built this entire nation. We built the entire economy from free labor. And not only did we build it from free labor, but we also built it from the things that we created. So they might give Benjamin Franklin the credit for creating the light bulb, but Benjamin Franklin didn't create the light bulb. They might give, whatever these white men are, they give them the credit for, but who really had the credit was the person who was doing the work and creating their tools. But then Benjamin Franklin got the reward for it, got the notification for it, got the achievements for it, right? But that is not accurate. So as Black people, we have to heal the depths of our trauma around money and around resources so that we don't function from scarcity, so that we really understand our power, right? This is why they don't say Black people built America. Because if we understood on a daily basis what we were capable of, our energy wouldn't be able to be commandeered by things that are external. If we understood that we are the ones that built this entire nation, that built this entire economy based upon not just free labor, but our intelligence, our innovative ideas, our minds, our resources, our creative power, if we understood that, then we wouldn't be subject to these external things. We would know, oh, I can just create, I can just send out a signal and what I need will come into me. It's so interesting. One of the, as I, I get so excited talking about this stuff, you guys, I love it so much. But one of the things that's starting to happen for me, and it's a slow process, it's a gentle process, is that I'm beginning to see in really intimate ways my impact in the 3D reality. Yesterday, I was talking to this gentleman about something, and we talk every Sunday because we're always at the farmers markets together. And we were chatting about something, and weeks ago, he had mentioned something to me that he hadn't really followed through on, which was fine. And then in that moment, as we were talking, it popped into my mind. And I thought, oh, what about that thing he mentioned to me? And he had turned around to address someone else. And as soon as he turned back, he answered the question that I had in my mind. He answered the question that I had not spoken, but he heard it because my energy has gotten so powerful, and I have cleared out so much trauma and disbelief and suffering and sorrow and disappointment that my energy is beginning to deeply penetrate the external reality. Each morning when I wake up, I do rituals and practices to align the hemispheres of my brain, right? The left hemisphere governs the feminine aspect, which is our internal world. The right hemisphere governs the right hemisphere governs the feminine, the left hemisphere governs the masculine. And I do the work to balance these. You do things like pulling on your ears, but crossing your arms to do it, to balance the hemispheres of your brain, because that will impact the way you interact with this external reality, because our thoughts and feelings from inside of us are generating our external experience. But what I have discovered is you can't just snap yourself into this stuff. You have to practice it. You have to remove the old. So if you grew up depressed, or you grew up sad, or you grew up, not having your needs met, all of those belief systems are like books or blocks or bricks, right? That get piled on top of your creative power and keep it from flowing in the way that it is originally meant to flow. So it is your responsibility to go do the work to remove the things that you have put in place that are keeping you out of your power. And you do that through the moon cycles. And why the moon cycles? Because the moon cycles govern the water in your body, and you are made of 70 to 80% water. And that is how it works. And so you can't skip over something it's like a bridge, it's like a river. And if there are things in the river that block the river from flowing, so if there's trees and rocks and stones, all of those things pile up on top of one another and block the flow of the river. So what is blocking your energy from flowing that is keeping you out of your power? It is your responsibility to remove the beliefs, the practices, the ways of being that are keeping you out of your power. And you must do it consistently. You can't just do it one time. No, you have to create a new pattern. Because the old thoughts will continually come to interrupt your new experience. And you have to stay inside of it consistently until it begins to run clean. It's like, a dirty dish and you put it in the water and you have to let the water run in the dish until the dish runs clean. That's what you have to do with your subconscious and with your psyche. Yes, consistency. That's been the hard. That's right. And that's why I created 13 moons with the astrology in place so that we are always aligned to the moon cycle and the astrology to help people stay consistent. And here's the thing, so this Kali Yuga is ending today. This is the Kali Yuga ending is like somebody telling me I'm as healthy as I can be and I'm gonna live forever if I want to and I can do anything I choose, because that's what the Kali Yuga is about. It's the Kali Yuga has been an age, like a 5,000 year period where humans have been more focused externally. We've been focused on materialism. And the thing is, you can't judge it. It's a part of a natural cycle. Like I said, it's about the sun's relationship to the earth. So it's a natural cycle. And now it's ending. So that means that as this age of materialism ends, and you see it's been wars and racism and classism and, all of these things, all of these people who are still functioning under those old systems are going to have a really fucking hard time, because what people don't understand is that nature always wins, y'all. Nature always wins. And before we went into the Kali Yuga, the ancients, right? So, we have things like the pyramids in Peru and Egypt, and there are pyramids here in America. You have the Stonehenge. These sacred places were built to keep the energy high on the planet before we descended into the dark ages. So the ancients were aware of this time. And what they did was they built these sacred symbols on these sacred lands and geographical locations in the earth realm that have high energy, to keep the energy high, to keep the vibration as high as they could before the dark ages just came in and there was nothing they can do. So it's almost like, building a big dam, like if there's a ocean and they know that the ocean is going to rise, they build a big wall. So it will take the water a long time before it's able to get over that wall. And so that's why they built these spaces, so that it would keep the energy high. And then, say 1,000 years in, it's just over with. And then those systems don't work anymore. Like one of the things that I learned when I was in Egypt is that the pyramids were energetic systems. They were running electricity. That's what they were doing. And they are aligned to the Orion's belt that kept us connected to other dimensions and other realms that kept the energy high. And then we descended into the dark ages after a while. And so here we are. So now we're on the ascent. We're coming out. Pluto is going to go into Aquarius on the 20th. Uranus goes direct on the 27th. I believe Pluto goes into Aquarius at the end of the month. The sun is going to go into Aquarius, like Pluto goes in, the sun goes into Aquarius and then Pluto goes into Aquarius. So this is a real new energy. It's remarkable. It's remarkable to be alive right now. It really is. So, Gabrielle and I today are going to be hosting a meditation at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And if you're interested, you can send me a message for the link and I'll get the link to you. It's going to be live on Zoom. We're going to talk a little bit about the 13 moons for people who are interested in learning how that moon energy can assist you in really tapping into your power and healing yourself. And like I said, the work is about being consistent. I have clients who have been in the 13 moons with me for like a year, right? Some of them for a year and a half, 2 years, because it really takes 2.5 years. It takes 2.5 years of consistent, incremental work to heal the depths of your karma, your trauma, and your patterns. 2.5 years of consistent work. And what does that mean? It means literally, 30 minutes a day of doing some sort of work for yourself. It's like if you went to the gym every day, you eat every day, you shower every day, right? You have to do something consistently for yourself every day. I'm ready because you're serious about consistency. There is no other way but consistency. That's the thing. That's the challenge about the Dark Ages, that the Dark Ages have us thinking we can do things immediate, that we can have things now. And that's just not how it works. It works through consistency. And once you have done enough consistent work, then things become immediate. Then you can think something and somebody else speaks it. Then you can see something in your imagination and hold it, and it comes to you without you taking any efforts, through your own consistent work and healing your patterns. All right, you all, this is a powerful time to be alive. I mean, it is so good, y'all. Like, it is so good that we get to be alive right now. Oh, I love you too. Yes, I am the queen of consistency and discipline. Who is that? Aroma Makachura. Who is that? I am. And let me tell you, like, one of the things that I love about me is that I'm disciplined as fuck. I am disciplined. I don't play, but I have a stellium in the 6th house in Virgo. So I can easily do something over and over and over and over and over. That's my makeup. That is what I'm meant to do. I just can go. I'm consistent. And so, oh, hey, darling, you changed your name here. Hey, Aliyah. So, yeah, so I welcome you all to join us. We're going to have a meditation today at 3:00. Would love to have you. And I knew that was some Virgo. Yes, I have some very strong Virgo energy. I have the sun, since you're studying astrology, I have the sun, Pluto, Uranus, Mars, and Jupiter all in the 6th house in Virgo. Mars is actually in Leo. So that's why I like to shine a little bit. Like, I like to be the star of my own show because I have Mars in Leo. But I need to be the star of something that has value. Like, it can't be just some bullshit. Like, I don't care about, like, the things that most people care about, I don't care about. Like, I'm like, no, I care about real shit. I care about things that are really going to make a difference. I care that my clients are really healing. I care that their families are healing. I care that women are accessing their power, because when women have power, we will transform this reality. And the power is not masculine power, it's feminine power. And what is feminine power? It's a relationship to the internal force of the divine within you. It is inside of you. One day I love this story. I had this, I used to watch this show called Compersion on YouTube. And you guys can go check it out. It's a show about this couple who decide they're considering, this wife who decides that she wants to have an open relationship. And I was watching the show, and I've been watching, it was like 13 shows, right? And it's all on YouTube. And the very last show, I'm watching it, and the wife goes to be with she knocks on the door of the man that she's considering as her other partner. And he opens the door, and when he opened the door, something in my heart went, poof, and I thought to myself, what a handsome man. Wow. And later on that day, my neighbor, who doesn't live here anymore, she was like, oh, I'm going to such and such. It was going to be Thanksgiving, so it was like a Monday. She's like, I'm going to such and such and such's house for Thanksgiving. Would you like to join me? And I was like, okay, cool. That sounds fun. And that Thursday came, and she's like, do you want to? And I was like, oh, I don't want to go. Like, in my own mind, I don't want to go. And then she came to me, and she's like, okay, we're getting ready to go. And I didn't want to go. And Spirit said to me, you're going to meet somebody. And I was like, huh. okay. So I go. And as soon as I walk in the house, who's sitting at the table but the man on the TV show from Compersion, who when I saw him and my heart went boom, and I went, oh my God, he's so handsome. He's sitting right there at the table. And I am like, get the fuck out of here. Like, what the holy, like, But I'm cool, right? Because I'm a Virgo. So I'm not going to be like, I'm like, wow. And I go and I sit down next to him, and immediately he's like, how you doing? It's like he was waiting for me. And I was like, I'm doing well, like, and to this day, we are really great friends. And it's just so important for us to understand how our power is meant to work. And so if you are ready to have your magic, if you are ready to be a goddess on this planet, or a god, like, men are welcome to do this work too. Men who want to master their feminine energy will totally benefit from this work, because like I said, we are masculine and feminine. We are both, right? So you have a dominant energy. You're either dominant masculine or dominant feminine. I'm dominant feminine. But you need to learn how to work both of these energies in order for you to function in this reality as a full God, goddess person, full God, goddess, God person. And what I know is that women, because the 3D, the external reality is collapsing, the feminine reality is going to grow. So the external is the masculine, the internal is the feminine. And so everyone has feminine energy. And so as the external collapses, we've got to grow our internal feminine energy, because everything comes from within. Everything comes from the feminine. So as you bring your intention and your energy into yourself, you will begin to clean it up, reorganize it, heal it, realign yourself, and then you project the reality from within you to the external. And the thing about this is that you will be in attunement with the divine within you. So your choices and your actions will be designed and guided by an internal guidance post that is the creator. That is the creator. There is no God outside of you. That's been the trick of this. There is no God outside of you. There is not a God that exists outside of you. Jesus Christ is not coming out of the sky. The Christ consciousness is born within you. And I've been working through the Kundalini rising for years. Like, I hear people talking about it and they're having a hard time. And it's not easy work. It is not easy work. But the moon work will bring you into your Kundalini experience, because it governs the water in your body. And so as I have been having this Kundalini experience, I have had to do a lot of things. Like, I don't eat meat anymore. I barely eat out any longer. I'm very mindful of the type of salt that I eat, the type of foods that I eat. I do cayenne pepper and lemon every morning to cleanse out my organs and cleanse out my arteries so that my heart is functioning fine, because the heart is the energy that projects your reality. And what do Americans die of more than anything else? Heart attack, right? Americans die of heart attack because our hearts are closed. And it's not because of our diets necessarily. Our diets are just an extension of our internal conditioning around how we feel about ourselves and who we are, and not knowing ourselves. So thank y'all. I love y'all so much. This is a powerful time to be alive. I'm so grateful that we get to be here to do the work together. And I invite you, if you want to join the meditation today, if you're interested, we're going to do some work around, releasing the Kali Yuga and opening up into a new power, the power that is within us. I invite you, and you can send me a link and I will. Who wants to come on and talk to me? I am Treasure. You want to come talk to me? What you want to talk about? Okay. I invite you to join us. We would love to have you. All right, you all. Peace and blessings. I'll put the video here, so if you can listen. If you just got here, I will post the video so you can come back and listen. Peace and blessings, everyone. Bye bye.